and welcome back to a very special award-winning edition of Hockey Talkie. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. That's right, Patrick Kane has won an award, a very prestigious award, the 2021 ESPY for Best NHL Player. Completely deserved, and I will not hear anything else. But seriously, yeah, it's a little bit laughable, but it's not as bad as you think. Let me explain. Now, if you're not aware, the ESPYs is a long-running award show hosted by ESPN, similar to the Grammys or the Oscars, but just for sports. But unlike the sports award shows that are hosted by the leagues themselves, like the NHL awards or the NFL awards, the awards like, MVP is given out in those awards. Those awards are voted on by like the players or journalists or team management, people who are connected to those particular sports. The ESPYs are voted on by the fans. It's essentially a popularity contest. So it really shouldn't come to that much of a surprise that Patrick Kane, who is one of, if not the greatest American-born hockey players to ever play the game, wins the award. And I know this looks bad for ESPN, considering they just gained the rights to broadcast hockey again for the first time since 2005, starting this upcoming year. You might think, oh, this is not going to be good, but hear me out. It's true. Ever since ESPN lost the rights to broadcast the NHL back in 2005, coming out of that lockout to NBC, they really didn't give a single crap about the NHL. They pretty much just never talked about it. And that soured a lot of people on ESPN, at least a lot of hockey fans, including myself. I didn't really like the fact that, I couldn't see hockey highlights or couldn't find out the scores all that easily, or there wasn't a whole lot of talk about it. Yeah, it sucked, especially considering that ESPN was still relevant, or at least at the height of its relevancy back then. It still had about another 5-7 years of its peak, I would say. Personally, I would say ESPN peaked around 2010, 2011-ish. And then it kind of went downhill from that after kind of YouTube really started taking over with, showing highlights and stuff like that. I think that really ate into the core business model of ESPN at that time, and that's kind of why they made the jump to these debate shows that I don't like them. I get why they do them, because people just keep getting sucked into them. I am more mad about people just giving them attention, but that's beside the point. We've really soured on ESPN because of that part of it. The hot takes that get spewed out of that channel has just rotted people's brains. But you can't really blame the ESPN for not really covering the NHL during these last 15 years, because why talk about or promote a sport that you don't have any broadcasting rights to? Why promote NBC's stuff? A competitor, right? Because NBC and ABC is part of the ESPN family. So why promote a competitor? So it's very easy to look at this award being handed to Patrick Kane and say this is look at ESPN's audience doesn't know hockey. Well, of course they don't know hockey because it hasn't been covered. At the same time, though, what does this tell you about NBC during these 15 years? They didn't market NHL at all. How are people not knowing, these other players like Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid or, these just incredibly other young players in this league? To me, this falls completely on NBC's foot. Where were you? This is the reason why you're gone. You're not getting these rights back. I'm not excited about ESPN all that much, but I think there's a very big benefit of this sport getting back onto ESPN and getting those fans, that audience, back into hockey. I think we always talk about ratings for the NHL and all that stuff. Well, like moving to ESPN now can certainly help that. And maybe it changes this where in, say, 5 years, Patrick Kane's no longer winning this award, right? Maybe a guy like Connor McDavid, who is arguably the best NHL player right now, maybe he actually ends up winning the fan vote, the popularity contest. But at this point in time, the NHL, NBC hasn't done a good enough job, and ESPN, you know, obviously they didn't cover it as well, but like the NHL hasn't been marketed good enough for, you know, the right player to win this award. With that said, Patrick Kane is the best NHL player. It's true. Fans voted for it. Anyhow, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions. And I'll see you next time.